So let's get to the first one, and that is persistently shooting your shot. Now, again, just to be clear, for those who may not know the terminology, shoot your shot, that means making your attempt to talk to that man, saying you're interested. And when we say persistently, well, you know what that means. That's continuously trying to, I guess, convince him, or this is where we're getting into pursuing and chasing, okay? And so I've seen situations, and I'll use the DMs for a second, where a woman slid into a man's DMs, shot her shot, made her interest known, okay? And the man kind of blocked the shot. Like he kind of swatted the ball. Like he wasn't trying to hear that. He had no interest. And it wasn't like, it may not have been the most blatant shot block, but you know, it was clear the man was not interested. And it's like this woman would not give up. She kept going. And I'm not saying kept going like right away. She made her wait a couple of days, come back again, weeks later, come back. And it's like, okay, this is looking desperate. This is unattractive, because here's the reality. When you put yourself in that desperate mode, that never looks good on anyone, man or woman, all right? And so we do have to learn how to take, you know what? I don't even want to say take a hint, because I do think that sometimes hints are misinterpreted. So I want to be very careful with that. But I do think that when it is decently clear that this person is not interested, and I want to say more specifically, for a woman who is making an attempt to show interest in a man, if you are clear with your interest, now if you haven't been clear, that's something else, because he may not know what angle you're coming from. And so he's still trying to figure things out, right? And depending on the type of guy he is, he may be a little reluctant to jump to any assumptions. So he's trying to take it slow and just feel you out and see where your head's at. But, you know, that's causing the disconnect in understanding that you have interest in him. But when you are clear, if it's like, hey, you know, I would love for us to go out for dinner sometime, or to go out for coffee, or whatever the case may be, and he doesn't take that bait and run with it in any kind of way, he doesn't ask for a number, he doesn't take a rain check, hey, because maybe it's just he's not available right now. But if a man's interested and a woman that he has interest in reaches out to him and says something like that, even if he can't entertain it right now outside of someone who's in a relationship, and let's be real, some of them dudes will still entertain it, but that's a whole different story. When he's not in a relationship, if he can't, for whatever reason, entertain it right now, maybe there's a lot of stuff going on in his life, you know, he's in a bad place mentally, whatever the case may be, he's going to at least try to secure something to make sure he can keep his foot in the door. Because one thing that a lot of men have noticed is that if you don't strike while the iron's hot, you may never get your chance again. It's like women's interest sometimes. I don't know how you guys view your interest, but it can change like the seasons. All right. It's like right now she's interested, but if you don't jump on this now, it's gone next week. Okay. So a guy understands he has to at least do something to make sure he can come back to this later. So if he does nothing at all, he's not interested. He's just not interested. Whatever that reason is really doesn't matter, because it's not going to get you the results you want. And now if you just keep pushing, you're not making yourself look better. You're only making matters worse. That's when you have to take that cue, stage left, exit the situation, move on to something that's bigger and better. Because remember this, in everything that we talk about today, rejection is God's redirection to something better in your life. All right. So don't internalize it. Don't dwell on it. Just accept it as, all right, I got my answer. Let's move on. All right. So now number 5, and I'm not going to lie, I had a couple more. This happens so many times. I had a couple more, but for the sake of not making this video extra long, we got 5 and I got one more thing to say. So the 5th thing that makes a woman look very desperate is constantly pushing for a relationship. All right. So here's the deal. And again, you're going to notice the same common denominator in a second. There's nothing wrong with a woman asking a man, where do we stand? There is nothing wrong with a woman making it clear to a man that she desires a relationship, that she desires engagement, that she desires marriage, whatever your level of commitment that you desire is, there's nothing wrong with stating that, all right? And you should state that, and you should hold your ground on whatever you feel is the time frame that is acceptable for you dealing with this man. Because I'm not someone who believes in the idea that we need these long relationships before we decide if we want to get married outside of extremely young couples. To me, that's where it's a little bit different. But past a certain age, it's like, I don't think that's necessary. So you should not be afraid to speak on those things. But when you are constantly pushing for it, what does that mean? That means he has yet to accept. That means he is consistently resisting. All right. So what did we say earlier? It only crosses the line of desperation when they are not receiving what you're trying to bring, when they are not interested in what you are proposing, but you keep pushing the issue. If you have to constantly push for a relationship, then you should stop pushing and start walking. All right? Because what are we doing here? And here's the thing. Walking, this is my perspective. I'm a firm believer that walking away doesn't automatically mean the door has to be shut forever. I don't believe in that. What I believe is that it's about saying to someone, hey, I've reached a point where I feel that we need to be able to go to that next level and be committed. If you are unwilling to commit right now, so be it. But I'm not going to accept that. So I'm going to go my way. You should go your way. Now, if you come to Jesus moment or whatever, and you decide that you now want to make it work and you are prepared to do what is necessary, you can come and talk to me. And if I am still available, right, we can cross that bridge and see if we can then take it from there. And so it's saying to them, listen, okay, cool. I accept you're not ready for whatever reason, but I don't have to continue in this gray area of essentially a situationship at that point while you're still trying to figure out, or you're just resisting it or don't want it for whatever reason. Because in many situations, the resistance isn't really about, I just need more time. The resistance is usually about, I really don't want to do this, and I'm hoping I can drag this out longer before you give me either no choice or you walk away from me. Okay? So there is no point in constantly going back and forth with this man and battling about your desire for a relationship. Once he knows it's time to step up or not. Now, if you want to throw it out one time, he doesn't take it, and you want to give him one more chance, okay, cool. But I'm pretty much a 2 strikes and you're out type of person. All right, I don't know about these 3 strikes no more, okay? Once you let him know the first time he don't want it, you got one more chance. After that, what are we doing? It's pointless to continue after that. And again, now you look desperate. It does not look good on you. It does not help you become more desirable to this man. And now it starts to weigh on you, wreak havoc, cause damage, cause trauma, which can very much derail you for the person who is actually best for you. Because then you finally, if you stay too long with this guy, and now you take on all that damage, and God forbid you don't heal before you move on to your next situation, well, you're going to end up carrying that baggage with you, projecting that negativity onto the next person, and making that new man pay for what your old man was doing or your old situation was doing. So be very mindful of that. And again, I don't ever want you to be afraid to speak your mind, to express your feelings. I just want you to be honest with yourself when you're dealing with someone who's not trying to go on the path with you, who is resistant to what you desire, to the way you are wired, to what you are looking and hoping for out of that situation, because you deserve better. You deserve what is best for you. You deserve what God has for you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. You know, in life, sometimes a man's exit out of yours is actually a blessing. And it may not feel like it at that time, but it could be exactly what you needed.